Hey ladies, just wanted to show you this process. I just tweaked it a little bit for week 15 to just make it a little bit less messy, a little bit smoother, and then so I'll just show you, okay? So we've got week 15 Van Cleve, the prints experiment, and so we will be doing cast molds and also cast fossils and mold fossils. So there will be two examples of what we're doing, one in each of the labs, and these are the mold fossils that come out, and then these ones are the cast fossils, the ones that go into. Okay, and there's that definition in the Van Cleve and then also in the lessons from Nicole Liam. Okay, so you'll have examples of what we're doing, and then there's also going to be one. I have two of them, but one in each lab of actual fossils, and so these ones are examples of mold fossils. Okay, and so then you'll get, there's all kinds of shell options for each student to choose from, and then also the animals that I showed you guys. So if you wanted to use the feet or the tails to make prints, like little tracks. Okay, so what you will do is each student will have a little paper plate, and then you can have your moms, instead of measuring out the tablespoons, I just have these little cups that you just have the moms fill up with water to the black line, so that's all ready to go. So you're going to get your Play-Doh out. Each student will get one canister of Play-Doh, and you're going to want to squish it down in a circle and put it on their plates, and we want them to make a little edge so that we can push our fossils into this and kind of have them make it no bigger than the circle on the bottom of the plate. Okay, so that the fossil when we pour the plaster in, it'll stay nice and thick. If it gets too thin, it's vulnerable to break. And make a little wall so that it will have nice thick sides and also not run out and get too thin. Okay, so make this. You could have them write their name on the plate with marker or pen, or have the moms do that. And then you're going to you don't need a lot of the gel on here to keep it from sticking. Like this will be plenty. So you just have students rub it around if they're getting out new shells from the bag. Okay. Same thing on all these guys, just a little bit. Doesn't need to be super gobbed up. Just going to keep it from sticking to the Play-Doh. Okay. And so, excuse me. So once.
Okay, go.
Okay, so you've got this all ready to go, and so you're going to have students choose. They can choose more than one and just press it in, but not all the way down through. Right? You don't want to get too thin here. Okay, so just press it in so it makes nice marks. And then you can choose a couple of different objects, but just maintain that wall. Maybe you want to put in some prints. Okay, so you've got some they can just kind of fill up this whole space. That's all ready to go. Wipe up your hands from that stuff. So one of the differences is that I measured out plaster already for each student. Each student will get a bag. This has got the 4 tablespoons of plaster in it. And then have them pour their water in it. Okay, and then close it up and mix it up in here. That way we don't have to deal with open cups and powder in the air and getting on the floor and then getting tracked around is the goal. Okay, and just mix it all up, squish it so that there aren't any lumps in there. Okay, that's that. And then squish it out from one of the corners. You want to make sure there isn't any dry powder in there. Have them look for that. And then squish the corner so there's not very much in there. And then you can just cut this off of them. And then squeeze the whole thing into their mold. Okay. And then that can just go in the trash and just kind of jiggle it so it fills in all those cracks. Okay, and then set that aside, throw that plaster bag away. And then to do the cast fossil, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but you can have students each get their own little ball here, and you can have that set on the table. And same thing, they're just pressing them in to make those prints or use the shells. They can cover this up, and then we're going to just let that dry. This is the other example of fossils we're talking about. And just set it on their plate to dry. Make sure you put their name on there. So we'll let these dry, and then we will have them put their name on a bag. And so once they dry a little bit, after class is in the lab, I will slide these into bags so that they can just go home like this, and then they can, when they get home, it'll harden up probably in about an hour. This one took about an hour, a little bit less. And then when they get home, they'll be able to just peel it back, and it'll come out like this. And then if there's any little bits of Play-Doh left on there, they can just scrub it with a toothbrush under a little bit of water, and it'll come out clean. Okay, and that's it.